If you're not familiar with the toys of Sphero, you're in for a treat. The company has recently had great success with its fantastic Star Wars-themed BB-8 and BB-9 toys, and the unbelievably lifelike Lightning McQueen toy from the Pixar franchise cars. The problem is that, when you create toys that are tied to such familiar and popular franchises, a standard ball that rolls around slightly fades into the background. This did seem to be the case with Sphero's eponymous toy. Trying to reclaim some of its former glory, the original Sphero is back, in a smaller package with some seriously cool upgrades. For a toy that is effectively a remotely controlled ping-pong ball, we were pleasantly surprised at just how much you can do with it. There are loads of different driving modes, there are games you can play on your phone using the Mini as a controller, and there's even a mode where you can program it using JavaScript, helping you to learn to code in a practical way using a fun toy. Sphero has clearly put a lot of its learning from its other toys into the Mini, and we are very impressed with it. Plus, at $49.99, £49.99, AU $79.99, it's not exactly going to break the bank. Design: the Sphero Mini is a small plastic ball, but the plastic shell is simply encasing the actual device. Sitting inside the colorful shell is a little robotic device full of motors, LEDs and gyroscopes. The plastic shell is replaceable and changeable, and it comes in 5 different colors: green, pink, blue, orange, and white. When you buy a Mini, you only get one colored shell, and you'll have to buy the others if you want to swap it out. The color customization doesn't end there. The LEDs inside the Mini can paint a whole rainbow of color and are easily adjustable from inside the app. If you want to just leave it to do its own thing, it will choose a color to glow as it poodles along. The app is also beautifully designed. You can download it for iOS and Android devices, and it's made to be simple and colorful without feeling dumbed down. The menu interfaces take a little exploring, as the buttons are often just icons without any words, but it's simple enough to get used to and is a pleasure to use. One concern that we have about the Mini is that being small and plastic makes it potentially easy to break. We can imagine it being trod on, as it would be easy to not notice it underfoot when walking through a room. Its diminutive size also means that there is the possibility of losing it. It hurtles around at such a pace that we did lose sight of it several times while playing with it. It was easy to find again thanks to the whirring noises it makes in the LEDs, but we can imagine if it was left there and then the battery ran down, it would be pretty hard to find again. Functionality: we're pleasantly surprised with just how much you can actually do with the Sphero Mini. The multiple driving modes help to add a variety to play that raise the Mini above being a simple controllable ball. The new driving mode introduced with the Mini is Face Drive, which allows you to control your Sphero Mini by pulling faces at it. You smile to move it away from you, frown to move towards you, tilt your head to move it left and right. Slightly worrying was when we first turned Face Drive on, it took our resting face to be a frown, and the Mini shot off at full speed behind us. If you'd rather keep your face out of the equation, you can control it using one of the other driving modes included in the Sphero Mini app. There's Joystick, which is a pretty simple controller tilt, which lets you use your phone's gyroscope to control the Mini, and Slingshot, that allows you to fire the Mini off. It's also compatible with the Sphero Edu app, which allows you to control it with JavaScript code and look behind the curtain to analyze censored data. There are also games that work in the opposite way, where the Mini is the controller and the game happens on your phone. These include a couple of spaceship-themed games and a block destruction game. The Sphero Mini is charged via a micro-USB cable and promises 45 minutes worth of play from an hour's charge. From our time with it, we charged it fully, didn't play with it, and then the next day it barely had any charge. When we do a full review, we'll explore the battery life further. Early verdict: we're seriously impressed with the Sphero Mini. While it isn't quite as characterful as some of the other offerings from Sphero, it more than makes up for it in terms of how fun it is to play with. It's easy to control and moves at a satisfyingly fast speed. The plethora of driving modes, games and educational elements make this a far more multifaceted device than you'd assume it to be, and for the price, we highly recommend the Sphero Mini. The Sphero Mini is available now for $49.99, $49.99, AU $79.99 in pink, white, green, orange, and blue.